Just imagine the plane suddenly being destroyed, bodies lying everywhere, and having to eat the flesh of your own dead companions just to survive. In October 1972, a plane carrying a rugby team vanished into the Andes. The aircraft clipped a peak, tearing the fuselage apart in a split second. Nando Paradu woke from a coma to find himself surrounded by twisted metal. He realized his mother was dead and his sister was dying in his arms. They were trapped at 11,000 feet with no food, no heat, and no winter gear. The freezing mountain air dropped to -30 degrees every single night. On day 10, they found a small radio and heard the most devastating news. The search for their missing plane had been officially called off by authorities. Realizing no one was coming to save them, Nando felt a spark of defiance. Starvation began to wither their bodies until they faced a horrific choice. To survive, they had to eat the flesh of their friends who had perished. This grim pact kept their hearts beating as the weeks turned into a month. Then, disaster struck again when an avalanche buried the plane's remains. Nando fought for air, digging through the snow to save those still breathing. After 60 days of hell, Nando knew they were running out of time and spirit. He looked at the massive 17,000-foot peaks and decided to climb them. With his friend Roberto, he stepped out into the vast, white wilderness. They had no climbing equipment, only layers of old clothes and raw will. Each step was a battle against thin air and legs that wanted to collapse. When they reached the summit, they didn't see green valleys, only more mountains. Roberto wanted to stop, but Nando whispered, "We walk until we die." For 10 days, they trekked across the most brutal terrain on the planet. Suddenly, the snow began to melt and the sound of running water appeared. They saw a Chilean shepherd across a river and screamed for their lives. A rock wrapped in a note was thrown across, promising that help was coming. On day 72, helicopters finally pierced the silence of the Andes peaks. Nando Paradu had done the impossible. He had conquered the mountain of death. 16 survivors were pulled from the wreckage because of one man's courage. His story proves that even in the darkest abyss, the human spirit is unbreakable. Remember, when you think you can't go on, take just one more step forward. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.